Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever part of the world you are. Thank you for your time for attending my session. I'm Krishna. Today's session is all about Dataverse for Microsoft Teams and creating your first app, flow, and chatbot. These are the sponsors for today's session. A big shout out to all the sponsors. Without these sponsors, I don't think this session would have been commenced. Thank you for all the sponsors. And a little introduction about me. I'm Krishna. I have 15 years of IT experience. I am a Power Apps community super user. I'm a business applications MVP, and I'm a proven Power Apps and Power Platform lead. I have contributed more than 280 solutions in the Power Apps community, and I'm also a speaker in Office 365 and local user groups. I have delivered more than 40 sessions there, and I'm recently YouTuber, started contributing my knowledge and sharing my knowledge on my YouTube channel. So today's agenda for this event is we are here to know what is Dataverse, why only Dataverse, what is the terminology in Dataverse, what is the architecture in Dataverse, and Dataverse in Teams, how to do that, and creating an app, flow, and chatbot. Last but not least, the new and security feature what Microsoft has released recently is sharing an app in Dataverse for Teams with other members in the organization. So I see people are joining us. I wanted to wait for 1 or 2 more minutes so that we will be on time exactly. I just wanted to pause here, but the floor is open for questions if you have any questions upfront for me. 1 more minute for the right time. Okay, let's go on to the subject. So the first one is what is Dataverse? As per Microsoft, the Dataverse is a cloud-based low-code data service and app platform which allows you to leverage the security and connectivity of Microsoft services. Dataverse connects easily to all aspects of Power Platform so that you can fully control, automate, and strengthen your business. What exactly that means is that Dataverse is a database comes with Microsoft Power Platform. If you see, Dataverse earlier name is CDS. Recently, they renamed it as Dataverse. And Dataverse has a seamless connectivity between all the channels of Power Apps, sorry, Power Platform, which means that Power App can communicate seamlessly, Power Automate can communicate, Power Virtual Agent can communicate, and Power BI can communicate. So what it is a base for all the Power Platform. And Dataverse is very strong in relational database. The terminology we use in Dataverse is tables, columns, rows, and choice. Earlier, they were like entities, fields. Now they renamed it as tables, columns, and the standard what we have here is the best set of tables that are created for every instance of Microsoft Dataverse. You can add more columns to any table, but you can only delete the columns from a custom table. What that exactly means? Tables are in Dataverse are of two types. One is a standard table and the other one is a complex table. Standard table will come with a set of, as soon as we spin a Dataverse environment, we will get a standard set of, I see something got flickered. Is everybody could see my screen or see any challenge? Could somebody confirm by raising their hand? Super. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie. So Dataverse has two type of tables. One is a standard table and the other one is a complex table. So as soon as we spin the Dataverse, we will get some default tables, which are called users, notice. These are all default system tables. However, we can also create our own custom tables, and the table, as soon as we create a table, we can add our own columns in that. And complex tables are called, they tables contain complex server-side business logic, including the real-time workflows or plugins. These are like advanced concept at the level of Dataverse, I would say. So we can create complex tables also. So since the today's topic is to create Power Apps, I'm not going to deep dive in that, but that is altogether a advanced topic. So when we see Dataverse for Teams, Dataverse for Teams has come up with three different uh, entities. If you see Power BI, I'm just turning on and turning off. The reason is Power BI is yet to come. It is, as of today, it is an experimental phase. It is yet to come. It is very much there on the Microsoft side, stating that is an experimental phase. Microsoft Dataverse Teams delivers a built-in low-code data platform for Microsoft Teams. It provides real data storage, rich data types, and enterprise-grade governance, and one-click solution deployment. Dataverse for Teams enable everyone to easily build and deploy apps. What does that exactly means is that if you see today, we have Dataverse as a premium license in the Power Platform. But if we come on Dataverse for Teams, the license model is absolutely free. It is a standard license. It is no more as a premium license. That is the basic advantage. And if we see what are all the things we could do as part of Dataverse for Teams, I can create an app. I can create a flow. I can create a virtual agent. Very soon we can leverage even Power BI also. However, there are some limitations with the Dataverse for Teams. The first limitation is 2 GB is the storage, number one. And if not 2 GB, 2 million records is 1 million records is some other limitation. Is it 2 GB or 1 million records is the limitation when we are using Dataverse for Teams. And that is at the team level. When we want to create one more instance for Dataverse, it will create another 2 GB availability for that team. And if we see the architecture of Dataverse can sit in any of those three environments. One is USA, and the other one is Canada, and the other one is Australia. It is as per the Microsoft guidelines. This is what they are maintaining as part of the three environments. Each environment has its own dev, test, and prod, and it also has a failover environment. So we don't have to worry about how to manage the data, how to manage the environment. And these database environments are happily getting managed by Microsoft. So we are free about that. And how the data is getting organized, if we see typically whether the call is coming from a Power App or Power Automate, Power Artificial Intelligence, Power Platform Artificial Intelligence Builder, or Power BI, the call goes to the load balancer and then it will go to the web server. It will then communicate with the database side, storage side. It has SQL as Elastic pools to expand the storage on the Power Platform side, and the blob is to store all the images and files, and Cosmos DB is to improve the performance, and search will be performed on top of all these data services. And end of the day, this entire thing is going to the data lake storage. Now they have added a new element on top of this is called Microsoft Teams Dataverse. Now anybody can create an app with within the context of Microsoft Teams, and they can leverage the advantages seamlessly. As soon as we create a new environment for Microsoft Dataverse, it will create a new instance in Power Platform Environment Center. And this is not by default on unless it is a personal tenant. Usually we have to go on to Power Apps settings, and in Microsoft Teams in a integration, we have to turn this on. If we don't turn this on, people in the organization cannot see this. And the next one is security in Dataverse for Teams. Because the collaboration in Teams is between the organization in the team and outside the organization. So security is always a, oh my God, it is always a high priority, and everybody think that, oh my God, my data is secured or not secured. But Microsoft has very generous and they made it the oh my God too. It is just owner, member and guest. So the security model runs like owner, member and guest. What does that mean? If you are a owner on the Microsoft team, you are you will be given with full access as a owner. And if you are a member in the team, you are acting as a member, and the records or the data inside the Dataverse, you can add and edit on delete. It is always up to the organizer. We will discuss about how a member can delete or cannot delete. You by default member can delete, but if owner want to restrict, we can restrict. That is the new feature or the new security model Microsoft has rolled very recently. And the guest is always a guest. He can only see the records. Of course, it is again up to the owner. If owner want to restrict even the view, they can restrict. But by default, owner guest can only see the data. Having said that, let's go ahead and create a new Power App in Microsoft Teams. So for any questions for me, if you don't have any questions, somebody raise the hand. I will move on to the next one. Superb. Thank you, Jimmy. OK, I'm just closing. I'm pulling my Microsoft environment here. Teams. I logged on to Microsoft Teams Windows client. You can ask me, is that works only on Windows client? Definitely not. You can even use the same behavior in web environment also. You can go on to Microsoft teams.microsoft.com in a browser and you will see the same behavior seamlessly. In fact, when you go on to web browser, it will be more handy because you don't see all these options at the left side. You will have uh, full screen behavior in that. So the first step, I have created a brand new team. If you could see that it is demo to CA user group. Now, the first step, what we all have to do is we have to install Power App in Microsoft Teams. I'm telling you, installing Power App. So if you see, Microsoft has given an option to add a regular apps on top of your teams. These are all the various apps. Come on, click on these apps and search for Power Apps. Select this Power App. Since that I have already installed, it is coming as open, but ideally if it is not installed, it will come as add. As soon as you click on add, it will spin a new environment for the teams. And then it will take the user to Power Apps home screen. Okay, it is giving me hard time. Come on. If this doesn't work, I'll jump onto web browser. Most of the times Windows client is giving a hard time. So as I said here, come on to Power Apps. Once you install, it will come over here. Click on Power Apps. It will take you to the landing page of the Power Apps for Microsoft Teams. This is the home page for Power Apps for Microsoft Teams. From here, I can create a new app or I can leverage the existing app. How I can create the new app is by clicking on create an app or adding a new app. One and the same, it works similar. Now, as soon as I click on new app, what it will do is now Microsoft Teams will ask you, hey, I see these are all the various teams you are associated with. On top of which team channel, which team environment you want to spin your new app. I'm going to say I want to create an app on top of demo to CA user group. I'll say click create. It will take 3 to 4 minutes to create a new environment. The reason why it is taking a new 3 to 5 environments is, as I said just before, it just create a new environment for this team. As part of that, that we could see as part of admin.powerplatform.com. When you go here, you see that it is creating just now. just created a new environment as demo to CA user group. You could see that timestamp as 1/22/2020, 2021. Just now it created, it is just spinning all the required set of fields, set of artifacts to that environment. Let me see if my teams come up. Still it is spinning. It is still spinning. Sorry. There you go. As soon as it come here, it will ask you, hey, what is the name you want to associate for this app? Why it is directly asking a name? Because I clicked on create an app. So what it is directly asking the name, as you already mentioned that you want to create an app. I have created a skeleton for you. What is the name you want to mention for that? Another thing what I wanted to show you is as soon as you complete the, as soon as you click on the environment, what it will do is it will also trigger an email to the owner who had spin this environment stating that demo to CA user group, this is the team name, is ready to use Power Apps. When I click on this, it will open the app. It will open that environment. It will take you to the same page where we went by clicking on Power Apps icon. If you see here, it took me to the same page where it asked me. This is the home page for the app. Now I'm creating as my first app. Say save. As soon as it it associate the name for my Power App, what it will do is it it creates an app with the instance as Teams. What is that means is that my app is running under the context of Teams. If anyone have created a app with the context of SharePoint, we will see SharePoint here. If it is a regular app, we don't see any context because a regular app runs under Power App context. So here we have the context as Teams, and by default Power App has given me a screen with a left side container and right side container. Also there are some galleries and edit forms associated with it. Also it by default it gave me an option to create a table to associate the data which I'm going to store as part of this app. When I click on that, saying like say that project data details, click create. The beauty with Microsoft Dataverse is Microsoft Dataverse for Teams is it gives you the modern UI. As part of the modern UI, the creating the table and creating the fields is very easy when you compare with the Dataverse, the classic Dataverse. I'm just changing that as project name. And by clicking on the plus icon, I can create new columns for this table. So if you see, these are all the by default data types I can associate as part of this modern UI. When you closely look into this, I don't see a multi lines of text or image column, image data type, but that doesn't mean that I cannot create a multi lines of text as part of this. When I say that, what I mean exactly is, let me create it. Start date as date and time, create. And now if I want to create any columns with other data types other than what we see as part of this pop-up window, we can go to the settings page for the environment and we can create from there. Before I go there, I wanted to show you one thing. I did not click on save or anything, but by default, the columns got associated and it got saved. That's the beauty with Microsoft Dataverse for Teams. The performance is immensely fast when you compare with the classic Dataverse. When I click on close and click on build, I can see that demo for demo to CA users, click on that team and it will show you all the artifacts associated with this team. Now I can see my table here, click on the table name. Now it will give you the option to create columns with all the other data types. If you see here, it is the exact experience of Dataverse when you go and create a table in Dataverse. I can go on to the all the options, like I can filter only on my custom columns, and when I click on create new column and say that project description, and if you see here data types, there you go. I can create data type as good as all the data types what I have as part of my classic Dataverse. Here I can see multi-lines of text, I can see file data type, image data type, everything I have. I'm going to select as multi-lines, and then the next one is I want to create a new column for project manager. If you notice, project manager is always should be a lookup column for my uh, from my team. Say like project manager. I don't want user to key in project manager name, email ID and everything. But if you see here, I don't have anything called people group when you are creating a project manager onto a table. The reason behind that is it's supposed to be created as a lookup column from user group. I'm going to select as lookup and I'll say user. Done. As soon as I click on done, if you notice here, project manager is a lookup column, and go to relationship. Project manager is related to the table user and the relation type is many to one. This is the way we can establish the relation between the tables such easily in Microsoft Dataverse. I'll say save table. If I want to create a lookup from other table also, it is the same way. Just what I'll have to do is I'll have to create a column and select the lookup, select whichever the table you want to look up from. That will easily look up the tables onto this call for this column. Now we have created tables and we have also established the relations. Now if I go back to my app by clicking on apps option, I can see my app, go to the app. So far, any questions, guys? And I click on this and select the newly created table. As soon as I add that, now I can associate this table with my gallery left panel and also the edit screen. Say that this. The beauty in creating Powerapp with Microsoft Teams is most of the things are readily available. All I need to do is I need to associate. Now my app is ready. If I see that, I can see only project name, start date and project description. I don't see the project manager here. The reason is it's a lookup column. So we have to add it explicitly. Click on edit fields, click on add fields and say project manager. Click on OK. There it is. The project manager is here. How do we run this app? Because I don't see any play button here. This is a preview. Click on preview. Just say new. I'll say sample project and the date. If you notice here, the date control is a fluid control. It is a new control which Microsoft is completely working on redesigning the control and user experience. It is a fluid control. The people who worked on Power Apps, the date picker is having OK and cancel button. But in case of Microsoft Teams, the date picker is a fluid control and the experience is immensely super. The reason why I'm saying is see this February and I'll say 5th of February. The time I select the month and date, it automatically associates the date and month to the date picker. I don't have to click on OK and cancel. I'll say project sample project. And I'll say project manager. Whatever the data we see here is the people who are associated this project team will only be up here. I'm selecting Krishna as my manager. I'll say OK. There it is. If you examine the app, the screen here, it has a gallery inside this, and the gallery is associated with the project details table. So what I can see all the data automatically. Now, this is the simple and straightforward piece. If I want to customize this app, how I can do is Remember, this is still evolving and all the controls here are fluid controls. So many controls and so many properties are yet to come in picture with Microsoft Teams apps. So first thing I wanted to do is I want to change the background color of the app, probably like this. And I wanted to add a control over here. If you see, there is no way on the ribbon I can add a control. How I can add a control? By clicking on add. Here it will show you all the controls, whatever you want to add. I'm going to say label. In this label, I want to say that what is the title of my project, my app. Let's say center aligned and let's say 20. And this is my first app. So my app is absolutely ready. What is next thing is I need to publish this app onto my team. How I can do that is by clicking on publish to team. The time I click on publish to team, it will show me what is the app I'm publishing onto team. I'm publishing you're about to publish this app. Are you sure? Yes. Go on to the next. This will show you the team channels available for that team. As of today, only I have one channel, so it is showing you that. How to add that is by clicking on plus icon over here. It will add this app as a channel on top of this team. I'll say save and close, which will deploy my app straight away. I'll go on to teams. I'll go to demo to CE users, click on general. There you go. My app is very much there and ready to use. I can create new projects here, say like demo project 2, and I will say whatever the date, sample, and I can select this, click on OK. There it is. So this quickly I can create an app and deploy the app. Now the next part comes is the security model on the app. I wanted to restrict this app to ensure that users who are part of this team or the members should not be able to delete. If you see here, there is no way I can restrict the permissions on this app. How I can do that is go back to our Maker portal on top of Teams. Oh my goodness, I consumed 24 minutes on Powerapp itself. Power Automate is still pending. I'll quickly show you the options and then we'll move on to Power Automate. So for any questions for me? Oh God. For some reason it is still spinning. Okay, while it is showing up, I just wanted to go on to Teams channel one more here. And the next one is Power Automate. Power Automate is also similar. What I have to do is first I have to add Power Automate on top of my Teams. Say like Power Automate, select Power Automate, say add. It will add Power Automate on top of your Teams environment. The next step is click on Power Automate. From here, I can create a flow to particular app or particular data source. What I wanted to do is I want to create a flow in such a way that as soon as a new item added to my Dataverse table, I want to initiate a flow for approval. What I need to do is go on to Powerapp, select that particular theme here and go on to all artifacts. Here on top of this, you could see cloud flows. Click on cloud flows and create a new flow as automated flow because I want to trigger a flow as soon as I create a new project for approval. I click on flow. It will say like, Dataverse. As soon as a record is record is created or updated. This is the one I wanted to do. Say like approval from manager. Say create. So this will spin a new flow for my environment. The first step is what is the triggering condition? I wanted to say create or update. Now, next one is what is the entity name, project details, and what is the scope? For now, I'm setting it as an organization, or I can also set to a particular business unit. Now, I'm not going to add any other. I'm leaving the all other properties as simple. Now, what I wanted to do is Dataverse get list records. Here, what I want to do is I want to list the record because I want to add and update the same record. So since we are running late, I wanted to show you the existing flow which I have created on my other environment. Or else what I can do is I'll just say like simply send an email. Email to Krishna. Email for project name. Hi Krishna. This is a sample project. Say save. Now I have created a flow for my app as well. Now if I go back to home and say all apps, you'll go to my Powerapp. Okay, let me go on to Teams. If not, go here and create a new project saying like demo on Power Automate. Say the date as whatever the date we want, sample, and select the project manager as Krishna. Select that. There it is. Now I have created a new and new item in this. And when I go back to my Power Automate, okay, I'll go back to my Power App and I'll say that there you go. I could see that I got an email. There it is. If you see this sample email for project demo to Power Automate, this is how we can configure the Power Automate on top of Power Apps. And the last piece is Power Automate, Power Virtual Agent. Power Virtual Agent is also an app as part of Microsoft Teams. What we have to do is we have to install that also, add the Power Virtual Agent and click on open. Once the Power Virtual Agent is installed, click on open. From here, I can create a new virtual agent in context of Teams. If you notice here, all these are ideally a premium licensed elements, but here in context of Microsoft Teams, everything is working as a standard element. That is the reason everybody is moving towards Microsoft Dataverse for Teams, because I can create all the premium connectors as part of Teams as free. When you say all premium connectors, SQL again comes as a premium connector. Only the Dataverse, I can create as many apps as I want. And I say click start now. It will let me select which team I wanted to create a new chatbot. So click on continue. I'll say demo to CA. So create. Now what it will do is it will create a new chatbot in context of this Microsoft Team environment. So as soon as it creates the new chatbot, it will let me add a new topics and also conditions wherein I can get the data from the newly created Dataverse table. It's creating, it's almost there. There you go. So if you see here, it's a newly created chatbot for this team. And the important points for the Power Virtual Agent is topics. When you click on go to topics, it will show you default topics which are available as part of this. If you want to leverage the default topics, it's good. If you don't want to leverage, you can always turn off. But however, some of the topics are by default associated. So what does that means is that when I say hi, I did not do anything. Even then, the chatbot is gonna show me some message stating that hello, I'm a virtual agent, what is that, something I could help you. Where this message is coming from is from this is the existing topic wherein they have provided all the keywords or the phrases what your chatbot could expect and what is the output it just returned back to user. If you see here, this is how it is working as part of the default chatbot. So now let's go and create our own topics. To create a new topic, click on new topic. I'll say project details and I can I need to add what are all the phrases I'm expecting. I could user could say project details of the project. The beauty with chatbot is I can add these phrases even down the line. So for now, I wanted to add only these two and say like save the topic. Now, if I click on once the topic got saved, I can create the branches on top of this topic. What does that mean is if user as soon as user click on this, what do you want to show? When you click on go to the phrases, once I receive this information from user, I wanted to say like hi. By default, Power Virtual Agent can identify two things. One is the display name of the user who is working on this bot and the ID of the user. I'm selecting the display name. I'll say hi, whatever the user display name. I am a chatbot to help you about your project details. I'll say save and say test bot. Test the bot. Reset this. Now, if I come here and say project, it immediately say that hi Krishna Vandanapu, I am a chatbot to help you about your project details. Good. It is absolutely working the way how I want. You can always see that which stage my chatbot is not happy. It can show you right next to that while you are testing the chatbot. That's the beauty here. Now, once it is done, now, what I need to do is I need to get the project details. How I can get the project details is by adding a call and action. By clicking on call and action, I can initiate a Microsoft flow. You can see that very clearly here. As soon as I click on create flow, it takes the user to the context of my Power Automate. And here I can select which type of the flow you want to create. You want to create only Power Automate calling a flow and getting the results back to Power Automate, or you also want to involve Teams channel. For now, I'm creating an instant Power Automate flow for Power Virtual Agent to Virtual Agent. What it will do is if you see here by default, two actions have associated stating that what is my Power Automate input, say that project name, and then I just wanted to return the same as or name a as my project name. I don't want to complicate, but I can add all the business logic between these two. I'll say save. Now my Power Automate is also ready. Now if I go back, say see Power Virtual Agent. This is the flow we have created just now. What it is doing is it is asking what is the value you want to go. Here we missed to say that ask a question. What is that question is provide the project name. This one, these are all the various data types I can associate with this variable. For now, I'm saying like, user entire response, which is going to be a text field. If I want to give the project ID, which is going to be a number, I can always say that as a number. It you can select that the data type for that variable will become number. If you want to rename the variable, you can always click on that and say like, project name. Now, what I wanted to do, I wanted to set that project name to Power Automate Flow and then get that as part of this output. Now I'll say show message again, hi, whatever the username. I'll say that this is the project I can see in DB. Here I will write the PR name which I'm getting as part as an output from my Power Automate. I'll say save, clear. I have not added any logic as part of my Power Automate. I'm just reading the data from here and sending it back to here. Project. Now this is completed up to here. Now immediately it is going to Power Automate. Oh, that's a bad part of the story. I'll have to have this one back here. Let's see, go back and project details is my part. I should ask the question before I go on to the Microsoft Flow. So this question should be ask a question project. Oh, sorry. Please provide the project name. Say like, sample project. Say yes. Now that what it will do, it will trigger the flow. Say that if you see here, immediately it turned out as hi Krishna Vandanapu. This is the project I can see as part of the sample project. Sample project is the name of the project I have given, and it went to Power Automate Flow view flow details. If I come here, I can see that my Power Automate Flow has been triggered by my virtual agent. This is how I can seamlessly integrate my Power Automate as part of my Power Virtual Agent. I hope I am able to cover within the time. If anybody have any questions, please let me know. I can answer your questions. Am I too fast? And this is my contact information. I'm highly available on Twitter and LinkedIn. If you have any questions, please go ahead and ask me the questions here, or you can as well reach out to me on Twitter or LinkedIn. I have a playlist added as part of my YouTube channel wherein I have explained in detail about how to use these Dataverse as part of Microsoft Teams. Taking time into interest, I was not able to walk you through step by step. So I highly recommend you to go there and see if you really want to learn in depth about Microsoft Teams as part of my YouTube channel.